Okay, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to make some gluten-free pizza dough. I've never made it before, so this is going to be a little bit of an experiment, so we'll see how it turns out. So this is the flour I'm using. I'm using this Grandpa's Kitchen flour, and it's nut-free, dairy-free, egg-free, soy-free, gluten-free. It's free of everything, so we'll see how it turns out. Never used this product before, but we'll make it with interest to see how it tastes. Okay, the first step is that we're going to add half of the water, 150 milliliters or so, and then we're going to add the yeast, which is 3.5 grams. Then we're going to add 7 grams of honey. Oop, that's just a little bit too much, but whatever. Then we're going to add 18 grams of olive oil. Typically in Italy, they like to use extra virgin olive oil, so that would be fine as well. Next part is we're going to add half of our flour, and then we're going to mix it really well. And this is about 250 grams of flour. Okay, mix this up super well with a whisk. This stuff's going to be relatively sticky. I'm going to probably add a little bit more water here. You want this stuff to be relatively runny. Okay, at this point, add the rest of your water. And then we're going to mix it really well. It's going to get super soupy. And then we're going to cover it and let it sit for 20 minutes. Okay, I'm just going to cover it with some nice press and seal business. And then we'll let it sit for 20 minutes. Okay, so this has been sitting for 20 minutes. And take the wrap off. All right, looks like tapioca pudding. Delicious. Okay, next what we're gonna do is the rest of our flour. I'm gonna add the sea salt to it, okay? And mix that up really nicely. All right, get your mixer all set up. I'm gonna use the paddle tool today to see how it goes. I may switch to the dough hook, but we'll see what happens. So you put that puppy on there, turn it on low speed, and then you're going to add the rest of the flour and the salt to the mixture. Okay, on low speed, you're going to mix this for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes on low, then we're going to turn up the speed slowly to about level 10 on your mixer. For about 5 minutes. Okay, halfway through this, I decided to switch to the dough hook. And this is relatively wet. You may find that you're gonna have to add a little bit more flour to get the consistency. Like this stuff's pretty sticky, but I've only been mixing it for a couple minutes. So give it some more time and see. Once you finish mixing it for 25 minutes, you may find that you may need to add a little bit more flour because it's going to come out relatively firm but still sticky. Okay, after this is mixed for 15 minutes on low, I want you to slowly increase the speed up to 10 and then mix it for another 5 minutes. Okay, so this has been mixing for about 3 minutes, and it's starting to form up really nicely. However, when I turned it up to 10, dough started flying out of this thing, so I turned it back down to about 6. Okay, the dough's been mixing for 5 minutes. Gonna turn it off. Drop this down and check the consistency. It's just still slightly sticky. It's not really sticking to my hands that much. So we're gonna take it out and we're gonna turn it out on a surface, weigh it, and then we're gonna cut it into 2 equal dough balls. Okay, take it out of your bowl. Okay, put a little oil on your hands. Okay. So your hands don't stick. Okay, so we're gonna measure our dough. It's about 880 grams. So we're gonna do 440 grams per dough. Okay, what you're gonna do is squish them flat. And then we're gonna wrap them with cellophane. Okay, and then stretch out your cellophane. And I'm not gonna wrap these too tightly. I'm just gonna wrap them gently because over the next 6 to 8 hours, as they proof, they're going to expand. And if they're too tightly, they may burst through your wrap. So just lightly wrap them. Okay, there's our 2 doughs. We're just gonna let them sit for 6 hours at room temperature. All right, about 7.5 hours later, we're pulling out our little gluten-free pizza dough. I put it in these baggies to make it happy. Okay, so you're gonna wanna gently pull off your wrap. Okay. Ooh, it's like super spongy and soft. Looks very nice. So get your little gluten flour and spread it up on the top of your little gluten dough. Dry it out just a touchy touch. Okay, nice and fluffy and soft. Okay, gently just flip it over onto your dry surface. Okay, put a little bit more flour on there. Dry it out. Make sure it's dry. Okay, next thing you're gonna do, after you get it dried a little bit more, love, okay? You're gonna start from the center, and then you're just gonna push this out. And the goal here, splitsy. Okay, press it out, being very gentle. You wanna press this out, so you're gonna develop a nice crust on the edge. Okay, use your little paw, squish it out. Try not to split your edges. Okay, now you can't stretch this dough. It is impossible to stretch this bugger because it will rip like a banshee. Okay, so what I did is purchase a super sweet little roller. Okay, and then you just gotta roll it. Just roll it a little bit here. Okay, roll, roll, roll. Okay, the goal is to get this rolled out to 10 to 12 inches. So once you get that rolled a little bit, ooh, this is scary. Okay, be careful. Ooh. That's scary. Okay, this stuff is super fragile. We'll see how it turns out. Throw a little bit more flour on there. Okay, press that puppy out. And then you're gonna wanna dust your pizza pill just a touch. Okay, so it slides off easy, pro tip. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, D-O-double-G's. Okay, add some oil to the edges. It makes the edges nice and crunchy. Okay, we're gonna take our little pizza and we're gonna stick it in the oven. We're gonna cook it for 4 minutes. All right, we got our oven preheated to 500 degrees. Get it as hot as you can. Ooh, that's toasty. Okay, slide. Oh, okay, get in there, get up. Oh, come on. Oh. Now I have this extra little scooper here just in case I need it to get this thing scooped off. Because this dough is just, oh, it is super crazy. Okay, I'm thinking about just putting this pizza pill in here with it. Just leaving it in here. Oh, that son of a. Okay, it's good. It's fixable. That sucker's fixable for sure. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, that's good, good, good. Holy So what did the doctor say to the gluten-free patient? It's time for bread rest. Okay. All right, get this bent down, Sim. We're gonna unwrap our gluten-free dough. Okay, as you saw, the first one was a bit of a catastrophe. What did I just say?
Catastrophe.
How do you get this out? You're gonna want to put a little flour on this, some gluten-free flour, and you're gonna want to get this just a little bit dry. Okay, flip it off your paper. We're trying round number 2. Pro tip: make this super dusty. Pro tip: super dusty so it slides off. Pro tip: super dusty. Okay, give that another little dusty dust. Okay, it's exactly what the Italian ancestors say, dusty dust. So what you're gonna do next is that you're gonna start from the center and you're just gonna slowly push this out. Now this pizza I'm gonna make a little bit smaller than the last one because the last one was wacky. Oh man, this stuff is just so hard to work with. Okay, all right then, we're just gonna leave it. It looks beautiful. Okay, now get your fancy tool and roll this banshee out. Super nice looking. All right, now the edge, you're gonna lube this sucker. Lube it. If you want brown edges, you gotta lube it.
Okay, lubrication. Always room for lube. When in doubt, lubricate.
Okay, we're gonna put it in the oven. I wish this thing would just detach and I could just leave my pizza peel thing in there. It's so much easier. Oh, almost. Come on, get them. Oh. Okay, close her up. Okay, this one I'm making for the old Nabe, also known as a neighbor. She likes non-gluten-y things. What did the Germans say to the gluten-free tourist? Gluten Tag. The only thing sadder than a gluten-free funeral is a flourless grave. What do you call this pizza? Margarita pizza. Okay, margarita pizza. I may have put too much sauce on this sucker. What does wheat, gluten, and Arkansas have in common? They're inbred. Okay, so this second pizza looks way better. Okay, this has half of it margarita, half of it pizza, and then we have to put some traditional basil on there.
It's half pepperoni pizza.
Whatever. It's half pepperoni pizza. Okay, so here's the first pizza. So really what I'm after, since I'm not concerned about any of this stuff here in the center, because it's a total waste, I want to taste Mr. Crust. So let's see what Mr. Crust tastes like. It's chewy.
Gluten-free.
Just needs some bread rest. That's good. That's good. Definitely gluten-y pizza is way better. But it's edible. Can a guy who eats lots of gluten make a gluten-free pizza, but he can. I have no idea how this is gonna slide off in an oven. Who's doing the video? I'm thinking about just putting this pizza pill in here with it. Just leaving it in here. Oh, that son of a... Holy shit. How am I gonna do this? This pizza sucks. Okay, ready? Quiet on set, quiet on set. Okay, you can look at that. Now that mother scratcher is pretty tasty. That's the jacked up pizza, but I fixed it. I got pizza skills, pizza skills. Gluten talk? What did the doctor say to the patient?
Why do you gotta be so weird with your voice? I don't get it.
It's a video.
It's a vid. Are you part of my bloopers?
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna unwrap. Ooh, eat the itch. Okay. Okay, as you saw, the first one was a bit of a catastrophe. What did I just say?
Catastrophe.
What? How do you get this out? Oops, see, it starts to split. This wrap is so dry. Okay, it splits like a gymnast on Sunday. It's a gymnast joke, see? There's always room for lube. When in doubt, lubricate. Quiet on the set.